Let's talk about the Google Pixel 6 Pro and the OnePlus 12. Now, of course, this is just a comparison. It's not, mine's is better than yours, or it's not even like that. It's just a comparison. Now, let me say this before I actually get started. I had somebody leave a comment this week about one video I did, said it was too subjective and all this, and I didn't mention one particular thing about another phone. I'm like, first of all reviews are subjective. Why? Because all reviews are people's opinions and how, they interact with their device and their experience with their device. So pretty much everything is subjective, just like, especially with the cameras, like you may see things one way, I may see things another. How this works for you on your device may work for me differently on my device. This is why some people come down hard on devices, because this device is giving me these problems, but for somebody else, they're not having those problems. So with the person that's having problems, they trash the whole thing and say, don't buy this device because I'm having, this particular issue or these particular issues. But every review is subjective because it's based on the experience of the person and their opinion of a particular device. So whoever left that comment, it didn't make any sense. And of course, nobody is going to mention every single thing about a device. Sometimes we as content creators will forget something, or we deem it not important to us, so we don't even mention it. So there's a variety of reasons. Sometimes I literally forget to mention certain things. Sometimes I don't mention certain things because it's not important to me. Okay? It's my review. Let me do what I do the way I do it. Everybody does what they do differently. This is what makes all content creators unique in their own right. All right. Now, that wasn't really a rant. I was just wanted to express myself really quick. All right. So let's get started. The Google Pixel 6 Pro or the OnePlus 12. Now, of course, the Google Pixel 6 Pro came out in 2021, so it has almost 3 years on it, and the OnePlus 12 got released in December of last year. So, of course, the Google Pixel 6 Pro is going to be, a lot older than a device that just came out at the end of last year. But it's just a comparison at the end of the day, okay? All right, so let's get started. Now, first thing, let's talk about price. Now, of course, the Google Pixel 6 Pro is going to be considerably cheaper than the OnePlus 12 because it's an older device. It's been out a lot longer. Now, the lowest I've seen it for on Amazon.com, all you got to do is go on Amazon.com, put in Pixel 6 Pro, and just scroll, and you'll see the various different prices for this device. $228 was the lowest I've seen it, but you have to make sure that you check that it's not, say, Verizon locked or AT&T locked. Make sure it's unlocked unless you're okay with getting it for that particular carrier that it's locked for. So say if it's Verizon locked and you got Verizon, then you're good. If it's AT&T locked and you on AT&T, then you're good. But if you need unlocked, just get unlocked. Okay. Now from 228 to 247, and that's for 128 gigs. So if you want or need 256 gigs, you're going to pay a little bit more money. But that's the lowest I've seen it for. 228, between 228 and 247, 128 gigs, renewed, excellent condition. Because this one here, I bought renewed, excellent condition. Probably, man, I probably had this almost 2 years. So I've had it for a minute. But I didn't buy this spanking brand new. Now, with the OnePlus 12, now you can get this new either on Amazon or either Giztop.com. Now, I haven't seen this renewed yet. They still selling it new. Now, there's going to be a difference with the price. Now, if you get it on Amazon, which probably most people are going to do, or you could go to OnePlus and get it from them directly. But on Amazon, because that's the only place I really buy my like I say, 99% of all my devices, I get them from Amazon, but I also get some from Giztop, depending on the price and, things like that. So OnePlus, spanking brand new, $799 on Amazon.com for 256 gigs of internal storage and, of course, 12 gigs of RAM. So that's spanking brand new. The OnePlus 12, $799, 256 gigs on Amazon.com. Now, brand new. Now, for Giztop, Giztop, $699 for 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of internal storage. Okay, so there's $100 difference. Also, with the OnePlus 12, if you get it from Giztop, you're going to get a 100-watt power brick. Now, if you get it from Amazon, you're going to get an 80-watt power brick. Now, both are fast, but like I said, you'll get a 100-watt power brick. You're going to get a case also. Keep that in mind. And you could also get the white color. Now, on Amazon, they either got the black or the green. But if you want the white color, and I love this white and silver. I love it. I've seen pretty much everybody either with that emerald green or with the black, the silky black. I like the white. I think to me, I think this is the best color, but that's just my opinion. Okay. But on Giztop, you can get all three colors, whichever one you want, but you're going to get a 100-watt power brick in the box and you're going to get a case. If you get this from Amazon, you will not get a case and you're not getting a 100-watt power brick. You're going to get an 80-watt power brick and no case. So keep that in mind. All right. First thing, let's talk about presentation. There's really not a whole lot to talk about when it comes to presentation because with the Google Pixel 6 Pro, you're not getting anything. Now, if you get this brand new, if you get it from Amazon renewed, Amazon will give you a charging brick. They're not going to give you a 30-watt charging brick because, this phone is supposed to charge as fast as 30 watts, but they'll probably give you a 15-watt charging brick, but at least you'll get a charging brick. That's more than what actually Google gives you because they don't give you nothing except a charging cable. So keep in mind, if you get this from Amazon and you get it renewed, you're going to get a charging brick. But that's it. And that's good because I think, in my opinion, seriously, every phone, no matter what the price, should come with a charging brick. You should be able to charge your device. I think it's totally ridiculous that Google, Sony, nothing, Samsung, Apple, all of them companies took the charger out of the box. And everybody else, all the other companies, they still giving you a charger. So that's ridiculous. Of course, with the OnePlus, if you get it from Giztop, you get a charging brick, you get a case, and also you get a screen protector. But if you get it from Amazon, you're still going to get the 80-watt charging brick, and that's about it. You may get a screen protector. I'm not sure because I didn't get mine from Amazon.com. But you will get a charging brick, but no case. So keep that in mind. So when it comes down to presentation, you're going to get the better presentation with the OnePlus 12. Now, both of these are flagship devices, top tier. Next, let's talk about build quality. Both have excellent build quality. Okay, with the Pixel 6 Pro, it comes with Gorilla Glass Victus. I have absolutely zero scratches, not even micro scratches on this display. None. So Gorilla Glass Victus is the bomb. I'm telling you, it's great. No issues. Now with the OnePlus 12, you got Gorilla Glass Victus 2. Also, zero scratches, zero micro scratches. Build quality is excellent. When you're using either one of these devices without a case, but I couldn't even put these on the table without a case because they started sliding all over the place. That's why they're in a case right now. I tried to do this without a case for both. I just couldn't do it. They started sliding right off the table, and I can't have the phone sliding off the table while I'm trying to do a review on them. So, but with the build quality of both, it's excellent. Both have an aluminum frame. Both have excellent build. They feel awesome in the hand without a case. Now, the only time I can really handle either one of them without a case is if my hands are kind of moist. But if my hands are dry, which they are the majority of the time, these phones will slip out of my hand and fall on the floor. I'm not having that. So I keep my phones in cases 99.9% of the time. But when it comes to build quality, both are excellent and they feel extremely premium and very comfortable in the hand because on the corners, both devices are well rounded. And unlike, my Galaxy S23, where it's like squared off, so it's not the most comfortable device to hold in the hand without a case. It's just not. But these are very comfortable to hold in the hand without a case. Next, let's talk about design. Now, of course, this is subjective because it depends on you. Which design do you like best? But for me, I think both of these designs are great. I love them both. They're both different and very unique in their own right. But if I had to choose which design that I like better, I'm going with the OnePlus 12. I just love how elegant this thing looks. The device looked like it costs well over $1,000, but y'all already know that it doesn't. But it looks expensive. It looks eloquent. It looks exquisite. It just looks like eye candy to me. I just love the design of this device. I said before in other videos, this is my favorite design device. But I definitely love the Google Pixel 6 Pro. Now, when it comes to this and all like the 7 Pro and the 8 Pro, I still like this design better because the cameras are completely hidden and it goes all the way across from edge to edge. I think Google should have stuck with this look. They really should have stuck with this look. Maybe if they just wanted to do a silver aluminum trim around it, that would have been fine, but they should have stuck to this design. They really should have. Now, this case doesn't come like this. This is actually a magnetic, piece that I actually put on this case. This case was just a regular clear case, and I added this on here. And of course, this is just a regular clear case. I think it's Spigen, but I'll put the names of both down in the description if y'all are interested in that. But I like the design of both these, but at the end of the day, I like the design of the OnePlus better. All right, next, water and dust resistance. The 6 Pro comes with IP68 water and dust resistance. That's top grade right there. OnePlus 12, however, comes with IP65 water and dust resistance. So you're getting full water and dust resistance on the 6 Pro, but you're not getting that on the OnePlus 12. This is good for splashes, not submersion. It's just not. So, take that for what it is. All right. Next, let's talk about RAM management. Now, with the Pixel 6 Pro, this comes with 12 gigs of RAM standard. Now, this particular one, the OnePlus 12, I bought this with 16 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of storage. Okay. But standard is 12 gigs of RAM, 256. So when it comes to RAM management, both of these devices are excellent. However, the OnePlus 12, you can extend the RAM. So you can add an additional 12 gigs of RAM to your RAM that's already on a device. So I bought this with 16 gigs. So I used the RAM extension. So now this phone, I'm using 28 gigs of RAM. Now, y'all know, I know y'all probably saying, what the heck? You need 28 gigs of RAM. Hey, it's there. I could use it. I'm using it. I got plenty enough space because I got plenty of storage. So yes, I'm using 28 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs of storage. And I love it. Everything just stays open all the time. Love that. But both have great RAM management. Next, let's talk about performance. Both of these devices perform extremely well. Okay. The Google Pixel 6 Pro has zero bloatware. It's super fast, super smooth, no doubt about it, even though I'm using Nova Launcher. So it's not going to look the same when it goes in and out of apps. It's just not going to look the same. It's not going to look as smooth unless I was using the Pixel launcher, which I'm not using because I hate the Pixel launcher. But when it comes to sheer speed, y'all can see how fast it's opening up everything. I mean, it's opening up everything really fast. So no issue with performance. Performance on this device is excellent. I've never had an issue with performance on this device since day one. No issues whatsoever. It's super fast. And I know, the animations would be a lot smoother if I was using the Pixel launcher. But the reason why I'm not using the Pixel launcher is because they wouldn't let me. I wanted to have my own weather widget, which I like this one, transparent weather and watch, clock widget. And this is the way I wanted my app set up. And they wouldn't let me do that. And I didn't need, the Google feed. I just wanted to have, when I swipe to the right, I just wanted nothing so I could just enjoy my wallpaper. I wanted to put my Bible verse here, put my calendar here, my Flipboard. I like my phone set up a certain way. And, but Google, for them to be the one that created Android, this phone is not very customizable at all. And that's the one thing I just don't understand about the Pixel device or Google in general. They created Android to give you options and choices, but they restrict their own devices where you just can't add and do what you want to them. And I absolutely hate that. But when it comes to overall performance, this phone is awesome. I have no issues with it whatsoever. When it comes to the OnePlus 12, y'all already know. Sorry about that. If you've seen any of my videos on this device, you already know this phone to me, along with my Mi 11 Ultra and also my Vivo X Note, some of the smoothest performing devices that I have, honestly. Silky, buttery, smooth, fast. I mean, oh my goodness. It's just crazy how smooth and how responsive this thing is. I mean, it's not the most responsive. I say this one, my Mi 11 and my Vivo, these are the most responsive devices that I have. I mean, they just in and out of apps so fast and they respond. The minute I touch an app, everything, you can see how fast everything comes open and the animation, how smooth everything looks. I mean, it's just ridiculous how fast and smooth this thing is. Ridiculous. So in my opinion, I do like the performance a little bit better on the OnePlus 12, but you're going to get great performance on either one of these devices. Both have top tier A+ grade A performance. Okay. Great performance on both devices. But it's just something about the animation with the OnePlus. I just love it. Next, let's talk about button placement. Now, the button placement on the Pixel sucks. Why? Because they put the power button above the volume rockers. I hate that placement. That's stupid button placement, in my opinion. There's some out there that likes that button placement. I do not. I think it's stupid. They're the only ones in the business, in the smartphone business that I know of that has that configuration. It's just stupid. However, the OnePlus 12 did it right. Power button at the bottom, volume rockers on the top. That's the way it's supposed to be. Love the button placement, and the power button is pretty easy to get to. This is the way the button placement should be. Period. Next, let's talk about the dual stereo speakers. Both come with dual stereo speakers. The 6 Pro sounds very good, nice and loud, but the OnePlus 12's dual stereo speakers are better. You're getting better balance and you're getting louder speakers. You're getting better balance with the highs, the mids, and the lows. With the 6 Pro, you're dealing with mostly, you hear the most is the mids and the lows. A little bit of highs, but it's just not as balanced or sound as clear as that of the OnePlus 12. So I got to go with the OnePlus 12 when it comes to speakers. Next, let's talk about biometrics. Now, this is not really close. The 6 Pro only has a fingerprint sensor, no face unlock. The fingerprint sensor is good, but not as good as the OnePlus 12. It's not even close. Face unlock on here is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Okay. And the fingerprint sensor is 100%. So when it comes to biometrics, I'm going with the OnePlus 12. And having no face unlock on the 6 Pro was a mistake by Google. Excuse me. Next, let's talk about battery life. Now, the 6 Pro comes with a 5003 milliamp hour battery. The OnePlus 12 comes with a 5400 milliamp hour battery. Both of these devices have great battery life, okay? For me. Now, if you're a gamer or if you're doing something super, super heavy and you're not getting great battery life, I don't know what to tell you. Everybody uses their battery. Everybody uses their phone differently. This is also subjective because everybody uses their phone differently. But for me, I can get about a day and a half with the Pixel 6 Pro with light to moderate usage. If I go moderate, well, I say moderate to heavy, I can get a day and a half. If I go just heavy, I can get a day. With the OnePlus 12, moderate to heavy, heavy, I can get 2 days. It don't matter. Okay. This device is a beast when it comes to battery life. And I can get over 8.5 hours of screen on time. Okay. Beast mode status. Now, both of these I'm using 100% brightness. I'm using quad HD resolution, 120 hertz, and the always on display. That's how I use my devices. And that's the battery life. Moderate to heavy, day and a half, heavy, 1 day. Moderate to heavy, either one. 2 days of battery life, over 8.5 hours screen on time. So battery life is better on the OnePlus 12. Next, let's talk about battery charging speeds. Not a whole lot to talk about. The Pixel 6 Pro, 30 watt wired charging, 23 watt wireless charging, 4.5 watt reverse wireless charging. Pathetic. I'm sorry, it's pathetic. The OnePlus 12, if you get it from Giztop, 100 watt wired charging. That's what I have, a 100 watt charging brick. Okay. 50 watt wireless charging and 10 watt reverse wireless charging. So I could charge this phone from 5% to 100% in 28 minutes. And I could charge it from 5% to 100% wirelessly in 50 minutes. So the battery charging speed is annihilating the battery charging speeds on the Pixel 6 Pro. Next, let's talk about software support. Now, remember, this phone is almost 3 years old. So Android 15 will be the last Android update for this device. However, it still has 2 more years remaining of security patches. So to get its last security patch in 2026. So Android 15 will be the last Android update, but it will still receive 2 more years of security patches. So you're still going to be good with this device. For those of you, that security is everything, 2 more years, you'll be fine with this device. With the OnePlus 12, they guarantee 4 years of updates. So this phone is going to get Android 18 and 5 more years of security patches. So this phone is going to last a lot longer. Of course, remember I said it came out the end of last year. All right. Next, let's talk about the always on display. Not a lot to talk about here either. They both are different. But as you can see, you're going to get a brighter always on display with the OnePlus 12. And the OnePlus 12 is very customizable. The Google Pixel 6 Pro is not customizable at all. See what you see there? That's all you getting. That's it. It's never going to be any different than that. And for some of you out there, you don't care. As long as it just has an always on display. But I like to be able to change up my always on display when I get bored with it. Maybe I just want something different. So both have an always on display, but the OnePlus is definitely customizable and the 6 Pro is not. Next, let's talk about IR Blaster. Nothing really to talk about. the Pixel 6 Pro does not have an IR blaster, and the OnePlus 12 does, where you can control not only your TV, but all different types of things. So let me show you that very, very quickly. Now, where is it? Okay, IR remote right here. You see I got my Vizio TV hooked up to it, my LG, and my Samsung. But when you press the plus button, look at all these other things that it control. Your cable box, your setup box, your DVD player, your projector, your air conditioning, your AV receiver, fans, camera, lights, your air purifier, water, what do you call that? Water heater, electricity, electronic something, robot, and motion something here. I don't know exactly what that is. Let me see what that, well, I don't know what that is. It says motion something. But it's not just about TVs with an IR blaster. It's much more than just TVs. That's why an IR blaster is always going to be better than just a remote control. Now, there is a remote control app on this Google Pixel that I put on here a while ago. It's called TV Remote Control. See? You could get that right from the Play Store. And it works pretty well, but it doesn't do the same thing. It doesn't do the same things that the IR blaster can do. It's just really just about the TV. So you can hook up your TVs to it. So it's all about the TV. Now, if you want to use it for some other stuff, then I think that's when they charge you money. You have to start paying money for it, if I'm not mistaken. All right, next, let's talk about the alert slider. Now, the alert slider is something that the OnePlus has always been known for. It's right there on the side there. Let me clear that up. See right there? So you can go from ring to silent to vibrate, or from ring to vibrate to silent. The 6 Pro does not have that. Okay, does not have that. That's not going to be a big deal for most people. Not a big deal to me, actually, only because my phone stays on vibrate 365 days a year. It stays on vibrate. Why? Because I get so many excuse me, notifications throughout the day. And I would get so irritated if I'm hearing my phone go off like every 5 minutes or every 3 minutes. That would annoy me. So my phone stays on vibrate. But for those of you that wouldn't bother, then at least you have the option with that alert slider on the side to go to vibrate or go to silent. It's just a nice convenience. Next, let's talk about software. Now, everybody knows, or everybody should know, that the Google Pixel 6 Pro is stock vanilla pure Android. Okay? It's just the bone stock stripped down version of Android the way it's supposed to be, ran. There's no, OS on top of it. It's just flat out pure stock Android. So if that's what you're about and that's what you prefer, then you want a Pixel device. And if you're looking for a device that costs, just a little bit of money, this is the one you may want to consider, because you're going to get that pure stock Android experience. However, when it comes to the OnePlus 12, you're going to get Oxygen OS, which is way more customizable. The Pixel 6 Pro is really not customizable at all. But with the OnePlus 12, you're going to get a lot of different customizations, and you'll be able to make your phone however you want. You can make it your own. You could change some things if you add Nova Launcher to this, but if you use a Pixel launcher, you're going to feel like you're in prison. You're going to feel like you're handcuffed and you can't really change hardly nothing. So just keep that in mind. If customization is important to you, then you don't want the Pixel 6 Pro. You want the OnePlus 12. Next, let's talk about something that's big, on the scene right now. It's not big to me, and I don't really care about it at all, to be honest with you. Let's talk about AI, artificial intelligence. If that's something that's important to you, and we know that's the new thing trending, then you want the Google Pixel 6 Pro. It is packed with AI features. Packed. Okay? And also, when I was just talking about, stock Android, it's all about the Google services with the Google Pixel 6 Pro. If you're a person that's all about that Google life, then this is the phone that you want. And like I said, it is packed with AI. The OnePlus 12 Pro right now has no AI. Now, I'm hearing with the next, update, they're going to put some AI on it. But it's still not going to be comparable to the Pixel 6 Pro. And the thing that's going to make this phone, better for you to get, as opposed to even maybe the Samsung devices with AI, they're not going to make you pay for the AI on their phone. Samsung, after next year, you got to pay for the AI services, which I think is utterly ridiculous, especially with the S24 costing, what's that, $1,300 plus tax? That's crazy. You're going to start charging me for software update that gives me AI. I gotta pay for it. That's nonsense. Get yourself a Pixel phone if you want AI, and you're gonna get better AI with the Google Pixel phones than you do with Samsung. That's just my opinion. I really believe that. All right. Next, let's talk about customization. Now, we just mentioned it slightly. When it comes to customization, there's no comparison. You're gonna get a highly customizable device with the OnePlus 12. You're not hardly getting any customization with the Google Pixel 6 Pro unless you put some type of launcher on there to be able to change up things. Other than that, bone stock Android, which to me is super boring. But that's just me. Next, let's talk about storage capacity. Now, the Google Pixel 6 Pro starts at 120 gigs, but it only goes up as far as 512. With the OnePlus 12, it starts out at 256, and it goes up as far as a terabyte. So if you feel like you need that much storage, you can get it with the OnePlus 12. You're going to cap out at 512 with the Google Pixel 6 Pro. Next, let's talk about chipset. Now, with the Google Pixel 6 Pro, you're going to get the first generation Tensor chip. This is when Google first introduced their own chipset. Okay, they're no longer using Snapdragon chips. They're using their own, which is the Tensor chip. All I can say, my experience with the Tensor chip has been great. I've had no heating issues. I've had no issues at all. Now, I know some people have had some bad experiences with the Tensor chip. They said the phone gets super hot and it lags or it does that. I can't speak for what their experience is. Their experience is their experience. I have had no issues from day one with this device. And I'm not a gamer. I don't game. Okay. But everything else, I use the phone heavy, notifications. I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I watch regular videos. I listen, to my, I use Google Maps. I use Spotify. I surf the net. I do all my normal things that I normally do with my device. And I've never had any issues, with the Tensor chip. No issues at all. Now, with the OnePlus 12, you're getting the Snapdragon 8 Generation 3, which has been absolutely great. No issues whatsoever with the Snapdragon chipset. None whatsoever. So both are great when it comes to chipset. Next, let's talk about the display. Now, this is probably one of my favorite things about any device, honestly, when it comes down to it, is the display. If the display is beautiful and the performance is great, and the battery life is good, you pretty much sold me on the device. And both of these displays are absolutely beautiful. First, with the Google Pixel 6 Pro, you're getting a 6.7-inch Quad HD Plus LTPO AMOLED display, HDR10 Plus, 512 pixel density, 120 hertz refresh rate. Now, when it comes to the brightness, you're only getting 777 nits sustained brightness and 842 nits peak brightness. But I will say this, I've had no issues seeing this phone outside, and it gets relatively pretty bright, as you can see, honestly. I mean, it is not as bright as the OnePlus 12, but it gets adequately bright. I have no issue seeing this outside, even though I hardly ever use my phone outside, because I'm always am conscious of my surroundings. I don't have time to be having my head in my phone when there's so many things going on in our world. We need to keep our head on a swivel because just violence is everywhere. So I'm not on my phone when I'm walking around out in public. I'm just not on my phone at all. I'm on my phone when I'm inside a building, I'm sitting down, or I'm in my car, I'm in my house, something like that. But other than that, when I'm outside, my head is on a swivel. I ain't got time to be looking at my phone. But, some rare times when I am on my phone, there's a lot of sunlight, I can see the phone just fine. With the OnePlus 12, comes with a 6.8-inch Quad HD Plus fluid AMOLED display, HDR10 Plus, Dolby Vision, 510 pixel density, 120 hertz refresh rate, 1600 nits sustained brightness, and 4500 nits of peak brightness. This phone gets ridiculously bright. Okay, ridiculous. This is one of the most beautiful displays that I have. This one and my S23 Ultra, absolutely exquisite. Just beautiful. Beautiful and super bright. I love a bright device. Okay, so when it comes down to display, I'm definitely giving it to the OnePlus 12 because the colors are sharper, richer, more punchy. But the display on the 6 Pro is no slouch. It's just not, because Quad HD Plus resolution on both. Okay, on both. So you're going to get a great experience with the display on both these devices. It's just that the OnePlus 12 is just brighter, more vibrant, and a little sharper. But you're not going to go wrong with either one when it comes to display. Next, now let's talk about my favorite feature. Now, I guess what I'm getting ready to say may not be considered a feature when it comes to the OnePlus 12, but I'm going to say it anyway, and y'all can say I'm wrong, and that's fine. But let me start with the Google Pixel 6 Pro. My favorite feature with this device is the speech to text. And I'm going to tell y'all why. Now, all phones you could do speech to text. All Android phones you could do that. The difference with the Pixel 6 Pro is that literally you can send the text message by saying send. You don't even have to touch the send button. You could speak your text and then say send, and it'll send your text. You can't do that with any other device that I know of. And the speech to text on the Google Pixel 6 Pro is 100% accurate. I'm telling y'all, 100% accurate. It's unbelievable. I will say the speech to text on the OnePlus 12 is excellent too. Virtually no mistakes, but I can't say send without hitting that send button. So that is my favorite feature on the Google Pixel 6 Pro. Now, this is probably not going to be considered a feature, but I'm going to say it anyway because it's my two favorite things on this device. Well, actually, I have three. Well, I actually got more than that, but I'm just going to do two, okay? The display. The display is my favorite thing about this device. Now, if y'all don't consider that a feature, that's fine. And number two, the performance. Oh my goodness, I love the performance of this device. That's why I try so hard to put this thing down, to pick up other devices to use them, but I just can't stay away from this device that long. I can make it maybe 2 days, but I'm always yearning to get my hands back on this device to use it because the performance is just crazy to me. How smooth and responsive and how fast this thing is. So the display and the performance are my two favorite features about this device. And last but certainly not least, let's talk about the cameras. Now, the Google Pixel 6 Pro comes with a 50 megapixel wide, a 48 megapixel telephoto, and a 12 megapixel ultra wide. Shoots video 4K 60 frames per second, 1080p is 60 frames per second. No 8K recording. Now, I don't think most people use 8K because unless you're going to play your video back on an 8K screen, it really just a moot point, honestly. And it takes up so much storage because it's such a big file. So it makes no sense to record anything in 8K. When it comes to the selfie camera, you're looking at 11 megapixel ultra wide shoots at 4K at 30 frames and 1080p at 60 frames. So no 4K at 60 frames per second on the Google Pixel 6 Pro. And I will say this about these cameras. The cameras on the Google Pixel 6 Pro are excellent. Great shots. Seriously. Still shots. Now the video is not that great. It's just not. I'm just being honest. It's good, but it ain't great. It ain't super smooth and super stable. It's just not. But the still photos, A+. A+, no doubt about that. Now, when it comes to the OnePlus, I'm going to talk about these beautiful cameras. It comes with a 50 megapixel wide, 64 megapixel periscope telephoto, and a 48 megapixel ultra wide. You shoot 8K at 24 frames per second and 4K at 60 frames per second. Okay. And of course, 1080p at 60. Now with the selfie camera, you got a 32 megapixel wide, shoots video at 4K at 30, 1080p at 30. Unfortunately, and I don't know why OnePlus did this, no 4K at 60 and no 1080p at 60. That really surprises me because I had the 8, well, I still have the 8 Pro, and you got 1080p at 60. I don't know why they reduced it down to 1080p at 30. I don't get it. 4K at 30, I'm okay with that. But at the end of the day, 1080p at 60 should be on here, but it's not. But let me say this about the cameras on this device. The cameras on here are top notch. They are up there with Samsung's S24, S23, all the top tier devices that are out. This device can hold its own when it comes to photo and videos. Certainly the video is considerably better than the 6 Pro. But when it comes to the stills, they both neck and neck when it comes to just photos, because the photos that come out of this phone are incredible. So at the end of the day, you can't go wrong with either one of these devices. They're both are excellent. They're both top notch. They both have excellent battery life, excellent performance, excellent displays, great speakers, great cameras. I mean, you just can't go wrong. And they're both flagship top tier devices. But you're going to pay considerably less money for the 6 Pro. Hundreds of dollars less. And if you're on a budget, if money is an issue, go with the Pixel 6 Pro. If money is not an issue, or you just really want the OnePlus 12, I say save up your money and get the OnePlus 12 because you will not be disappointed. Keep in mind, 2 days of battery life, 100-watt wired charging or 80-watt wired charging, 50-watt wireless charging. This thing takes forever to charge. 10-watt reverse wireless charging. So it's up to you. If you can't afford this, then you get this. But you're going to get a great experience on both. All right, so thank you all for taking the time to view this content. I do appreciate it. I hope everybody out there is staying safe, staying well, and I'll check you guys out in the next one. Peace.